Back here on the Cover 3 podcast on Mondays, we do like to take just a moment to look at the changes in the AP Top 25 poll. It is Poll Assassin. The Indiana Hoosiers, as projected on Saturday night, made program history. Number 3, the highest ever ranking for the Hoosiers. They had hit number 4 in 1945. They had hit number 4 in 1967, but they are now number 3. They got 3 first-place votes. Miami still at number 2, holding steady with 13 first-place votes. Ohio State in first place with 50 first-place votes. Now, the Ducks predictably slid down to number 8. Oklahoma takes a tumble as well. We get to see a return to the top 25 for the Texas Longhorns. USC, after that big win against Michigan, and as we talked about on Saturday night, lots of swapping in and out for those teams near the cut line. Tom, when you looked at the rankings or the ballots, what stood out this week?
The first thing that stood out to me was congratulations to Chip. Your propaganda to get Illinois unranked worked. Good for you. I'm very proud. But the bigger thing was our favorite, our boy Koki.
Koki!
Right? There are 33 teams that received a spot on a ballot this week. Okay.
Yeah, not a lot of other receiving votes. A lot of groups think, like this is the small. A 33 is smaller, and our friends from San Diego State. More on them later. They were at the lower end of the count.
Yes, but of those 33, Koki was the high or low vote on 7 of them by himself. If you consider being tied with other voters, he was 10. So nearly a third of the teams that were actually ranked, Koki was the high or low vote on. That man he's a maverick.
He's a big brain. He's thinking outside the box.
He is not a sheep. He is the lion.
What DK, anything stand out?
I was surprised Indiana didn't get more first place votes. And I think that has something. And again, it's not like Ohio State fans. I'm sure they're very upset. They don't like being held anything. I think Ohio State could be the best team in college football. There's no doubt about that. I just wonder still if Indiana gets looked at with a different lens because of their logo and because of who they are. And they're not getting enough credit for the job that they do, because I think now they have 2 really impressive wins, and they do have a common opponent in Illinois, who we saw what Indiana did and we saw what Ohio State did against the same team. Granted, one was home, one was away. And again, this is not a knock on Ohio State. I was just surprised Indiana didn't get a little bit more first place love. Well, that was a pretty dominant win on the road.
So
is that the best win of the season so far?
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
Now,
yeah. To go under the hood a little bit, Danny, Indiana, in terms of voting points, is the same distance from Ohio State at 1 that it is from Texas A&M at 4. So, surprised Indiana didn't get more first place votes. Sure, I can definitely understand that, but Indiana showed up at a lot of 2s, right, that to be able to have that gap where the top 3 separated by the same number of votes as number 3 is to number 4, Texas A&M. And then also say about 100 voting points, 1433 to 1331 to get down into Ole Miss before things bunch up again right until about, I'd say 12. Georgia Tech, Georgia Tech, that 6-0 record kind of standing out right there. Bud, anything for you on your hit list?
A couple things here. I don't really know why is USC behind teams like Missouri, Oklahoma. They obviously they beat
that
Michigan.
Resume was paper thin until they beat Michigan.
Yeah,
and they also lost to an unranked Illinois.
Illinois is a decent team.
Right, but it's like if you're trying to wrestle the head-to-head of it all, and Illinois came in at 26, the 113 voting points, they were very much a presence on a lot of ballots where USC was also there. So I think that you can't just fly USC all the way up when both of their conference wins are against teams that are a combined 0-6 in Big Ten play.
That's fair.
It's a good team, though. I'm with you. Like, if we want to, spin this forward,
2-1 in conference.
Like so, and Michigan is unranked, but Texas is ranked. Do you like Texas' resume over Michigan? Because Texas got walked by not very good Florida team.
Tom, I should have corrected my language. The previous 2 wins, Michigan State and Purdue, combined 0-6 in Big Ten play.
So now they're 2-7.
It was a paper thin resume before. I think they've got a very good, very, very good resume now, thanks to the Wisconsin win.
I mean, USC's next 2 games are road games against Notre Dame and Nebraska, so that'll settle itself one way or the other.
Yeah, I mean, this is the season for USC.
Mm-hmm.
I'm excited.
And Notre Dame. It's the season for both of them.
Oh, baby, college football playoff elimination game. Maybe just maybe that makes an appearance on Tuesday's Big Ten show on CBS Sports Network with a little big game breakdown for the Trojans and the Fighting Irish. A reminder, noon Eastern time on CBS Sports Network. Other than that, I didn't have any huge, throw your hands up. This looks absolutely ridiculous. Felt pretty predictable and mostly fell in line with expectations.
I think it's harder to do than it ever has been, honestly. If you look at the power ratings in 2019, the gap between the number 1 team and the number 17 team was 3 scores.
Or 3 touchdowns. Yeah. 21 points.
No, like 17 points.
Okay.
Right. Now it's 1 score. I was talking to Bill Connolly this morning about it. He put out a great graph on it as well. It's like teams 9 through 20 have basically stolen a good bit of talent off teams 1 through 8. Like there are so many more teams now that have a chance, and that means you're going to have a lot more losses, every year because just there's so many more teams that are capable of beating you.
Yep. We'll say though, the one thing that hasn't changed is the gap between 1 and 2, because Ohio State's typically a 3-point favorite on the neutral against everybody, whoever you have at number 2 on your ratings. That's what I've seen across the board.
What did Washington do?
They haven't beaten anybody.
But still, they dropped out of the top 25. Were they not in it last week?
They were not in it last week.
No, they were not in it.
I mean,
they're hovering around striking distance right now. They need to start stacking. Yeah, they need to start stacking quality wins.
They only got.
How did Mississippi State get votes?
Because they're in the SEC. But
Jesus.
You wanted the answer. Washington only getting 6 points at home in the one game where it actually had a chance to impress somebody is what's keeping them from being ranked. Because you look at who they've beaten. It's Colorado State, UC Davis, Wazoo, Maryland, and Rutgers.
Yeah.
And they struggled against both Maryland and Rutgers before finally getting their act together.
Yeah, when I'm filling out my top 50 for the CBS Sports 136, Washington is continuing to climb with each win, but not putting them not having them well represented, though they are. See, 26 weeks. They're 28th right now in voting points, but still kind of a big gap away from getting into the top 25. All right.